professor and my classmates. Today we will present our final presentation for the shipping and policy to enhance our competitiveness for Vietnamese seafarer and national fleet. And we include Say, Bonnie, Sandy, and Selena. We will show you how Vietnam enhance our competitiveness of our seafarer and national fleet in the global market. So before come to the second part, I will have a big review of the first part that we call the midterm presentation. So for the midterm presentation, we had 4 sessions. The first one is we already showed you the current development status of Vietnam in the economic and shipping industry, and also the second session is shipping policy formulation process, and we highlight some main contents of the shipping policy for the national fleet and seafarers. And for session 3, we already show you some problems of the current national fleet and seafarer policies of Vietnam, and the fourth session is we presented some performance of existing shipping policy for the national fleet, for Vietnamese national fleet and seafarer. And I will have a brief review for you for these sessions. So for the first session, we already show you some Vietnamese economy data for the population, land area, and GDP of Vietnam is and all the information here is in 2023. And yeah, some index, like in here we can highlight that some international merchandise trade of Vietnam we divide it into three parts. The first one is merchandise exports, merchandise import, and merchandise trade balance. This is key highlight for you to refer. And also we presented some international trade service in 2023 and all this statement in 2023. And we can conclude that for the economy in Vietnam now, the FDI and external financial resources increased year by year from 2000 to 2023. So, and for the Vietnamese shipping industry, we also show you some. Vietnam now have Vietnam now has 296 terminals in the Vietnam seaport systems. So, which concentrated in Hai Phong City and Hai Phong City in the north, and Ho Chi Minh City and Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province in the south of Vietnam. With some data for you that the Vietnamese shipping industry, we have this matrix, but yes. And our liner shipping connectivity index increased because nowadays the shipping because nowadays container import and export and shipping industry grow very fast. So this shipping line, I think, except for the war, the countries that they are in war and some problem in their political, so this line will decrease. But for almost the developing country, this line will increase year by year, because of the trend of shipping industry. The second session, we already show you some shipping policy process. Nam. So the main code of Vietnam shipping policy is the Maritime Code in 2015. And this shipping policy it was revised many times. As I remember, 2 times until now. So almost the shipping policy in Vietnam now we follow this Vietnamese Maritime Code 2015, and in this Maritime Code we have maritime policy development, infrastructure development policy, and national fleet development. So almost the policy for Vietnamese shipping industry is included in this code. In this session, we already show you some problem of Vietnamese national fleet and seafarer. So we will go quickly to the main problems of national fleet now is the container, container which is there's very small number of the containers, container vessel big, and the main problem of the seafarer now we have language, we don't have enough language skills, and also the education system for the seafarer is not very good in Vietnam. And there's not much time for practical for the seafarer. They will go to practice their skill in on the sea, and these are some key highlights for the national fleet, of the problem for the seafarer and national fleet. And the last session for the midterm presentation is we already presented to you the performance of existing shipping policy and national fleet for national fleet and seafarer. Here are some key metrics for the performance. So in conclusion, we can sum up with the current national fleet and the current problem of the national fleet and seafarer is that for the national fleet now we don't have large vessel to import and export, and we rely on the international shipping companies. So the government, the Vietnamese government, they should give subsidies or incentive to the domestic company to enhance their national fleet to be bigger, and we will not rely on the international shipping lines. And for the domestic seafarer, some problems of the current seafarer is their language skill is not good enough compared to the other countries in Southeast Asia countries compared to like the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. So that's why and also the soft skill of Vietnamese seafarer is not very good, and the system in our university, and I mean the education system is the practical time for the seafarer for them to work on the practice is That is not long enough, so that's why they don't have no practical skill. So those are the main key highlight, key metrics for the midterm presentation. And now we will go to the next session, the final term for the fifth session. So yeah, Selena will present it.
Good morning, everyone. Today I would like to present the comments on the advantage and disadvantage of Vietnam's existing shipping policies. Starting with advantage of the national fleet. First, Vietnam trade agreement and rising export offer growth opportunity for domestic shipping fleet, supported by trade liberalization policies. For example, like CPTPP and EVFTA. Second, the Vietnamese government issuing various decisions and policies focusing on development of Vietnam economy and maritime fleet, like Vietnam's Maritime Code 2015 and resolution number 36. This is for outline Vietnam's economic Vietnam Marine Economic Strategy, and decision number 1255, approving the fleet development.
Mr. Vietnam Code, Maritime Code, right?
Yes.
What is the inside in the content? What's the regulation to encourage or increase the national rate? What is the regulation about this one? Vietnam Maritime Code 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
They have so many policy to develop the national fleet and seafarer. Like we will show you in the next session also we have it.
Okay.
Third, support for domestic shipping routes. The government promotes domestic marine transport to reduce pressure and road traffic and improve connectivity between regions. For example, Jamaica and Hainan routes cut logistic costs. And fourth, encourage fleet modernization. Current policy focuses on encouraging the modernization of the fleet to enhance competitiveness, like tax exemption and fee reduced to support clean energy and large container ship, and state preferential loans for enterprise investing in new fleet.
So for example, these are the policy in the Vietnam Police Code 2015. So the exemption from import tax and a 50% reduction for the insurance rate for exporters.
So that means if they buy a new ship, they can enjoy the tax cut, right?
Yes.
Tax cut
So
policy.
and yeah, for example, so all here we copy and we highlight from the
Okay, thank you.
example.
And let's continue to discuss the disadvantage of the national fleet. First, non-incentive regulation mainly focus on domestic transport, lacking specific support mechanism to expand international competitive operations. For example, the majority of Vietnam's export cargo is still handled by foreign shipping lines, such as Musky and MNC. While the domestic fleet account for only a small proportion. Second, despite incentive policy, the modernization of the fleet remains slow and uneven. For example, the container fleet consists of only 44 ships with an average age of 18.5 years, primarily composed of small vessels. And there are only 13 ships over 30,000 gross tonnage with an average age of approximately 16.8 years. And third, the long application process is cumbersome qualify for incentive. And fourth, many Vietnamese ships fail to meet IMO emission standard, resulting in restriction at major international ports such as Rotterdam and Los Angeles. And fifth, the infrastructure, including some ports and supporting facility for the fleet, has not yet developed sufficiently to meet the demand. Let's continue to discuss the advantage of the national seafarer. First, current policy focuses on improving the quality of training and issuing international certification for seafarers. For example, Vietnam complied with the amended STCW 1978 Convention and Standard for Seafarer Training and Certification. Second, the government encouraged maritime level export and expanding employment opportunity for Vietnamese seafarers in the international market. For example, maritime labor cooperate program with Japan and South Korea to increase the number of Vietnamese seafarers working abroad. Third, the labor costs of Vietnamese seafarers are lower than those other countries in the region, providing competitive advantage in the international labor market. Moving on to discuss the disadvantage of the national seafarer. First, current policies are insufficient to retain experienced seafarers, leading many to switch to working for foreign companies. According to the Vietnam Ship Owner Association, the majority of experienced seafarers choose to work on foreign flag ships due to a higher income. Second, the training program has not focused enough on foreign language and soft skills, making it difficult for seafarers to work in international environments. For example, Vietnamese seafarers often struggle to compete with Filipino and Indonesian seafarers, who are well trained in English. Third, the facility and training center are still limited, failing to meet international standards for practical training and simulation. Fourth, the training program theoretical duration is longer than the practical component, leaving seafarers with limited hands-on experience. Fifth, there is a lack of policy aimed at developing a high-quality faculty in the marine sector.
What means sir, and developing high quality faculty in the maritime sector. What's that?
As you know that the education
Faculty is a people or department of the university or
department of the university.
so that means sir in Vietnam it's just a few some maritime training school or university or not?
In university we have, but the facilities in the faculty of Vietnamese university is not good enough for students to practice their skill, maritime skill.
I see. So they sometimes they have to offer some simulator
Yes.
for their to improve their navigation
Yes.
skill.
Practical skill.
Okay.
Good morning, I am Sandy. I will present the section titled Suggestion for National Air Policy to improve the competitiveness of the national fleet and national seafarers, addressing their disadvantage points. And I will divide the discussion into two parts, the national fleet and national seafarers.
So before she explain the session, I will tell you a little bit because this session is so long, and so that's why for each disadvantage one we will have example for for the international case, but we will show you only one. For example, we have two international cases, but we will explain to you only one case. So because time limit.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
And each of disadvantage will only describe one disadvantage. The first disadvantage is low incentive regulations, mainly focus on domestic transport, lacking specific support for international operation.
Excuse me, according to your 2015, right, Maritime Code, they have to support your domestic national fleet, right? So they have some regulation to show the loan to the domestic shipping company, right? So, but here you just say the low incentive regulation focus on domestic transport lacking specific support for international operation. What's that? Why?
The specific support we will show you, like
Domestic shipping company can get any loan from the bank or not?
yes, but the budget, they have to use 3,000 billion Vietnam dong
Okay.
because the amount is so large, so the small company they cannot catch it.
Okay.
Yes, that's why we mentioned that lacking specific support, like we can reduce the budget for them so they can touch the loan easier.
So that means only the big company can borrow money from bank.
Because the budget is more than 3,000 billion Vietnam dong is equal to 122.4 million US dollar. So it's very quite
Limited, right?
yes, very big.
Okay.
And the following are our proposed national aid policy. The first one is credit incentive expansion, provide special low interest loans for enterprises investing in structured international shipping routes. And next one is tax exemption or reduction, accept import taxes and reduce value-added tax for newly purchased vessels that meets international standard. If addressing this issue, it will be two expected outcomes. The first one is increase the share of the international shipping handled by Vietnam's shipping companies. And next, attract investment in international maritime operation. For example, South Korea's Yi-Chih program provide guarantees and loans to shipping firms, enabling them to expand internationally.
Now, just omit the case study. Continue. Case study.
Yes.
South Korea.
It should be,
And South Korea's
for
shipping
example, yes.
case study is South Korea's shipping giants HMA.
Grain. Giant grain. Grain.
Gent,
Giant. Giant, right?
gent,
Not grain, right?
yes.
Giant.
Panta.
The global market share after receiving 5 billion in state support in 2018.
Oh, your Chinese good. 有进步，不错。好。
And the second disadvantage is modernization of the fleet remains slow and uneven. And our proposed national aid policy is to fleet modernization support is establish a development fund of finance, shipping, building, and upgrading to modern vessels meeting IMO standards. And the next one is incentive for green shipping, provide financial incentives for purchasing eco-friendly and energy-efficient ships. And there are two expected outcomes. The first one is reduce fleet age and improve environmental performance for Vietnam ships, and enable Vietnam's fleet to meet international emission standard and compete in global markets. And this is Japan's case study. Japan's maritime cluster program offer financial incentive for building energy efficient vessels and adopting LNG fuel ships. The third disadvantage of low application process is cumbersome, making it difficult for business to assess funding. And our process national act policy simplify funding procedures, streamline and reduce bureaucratic requirements for accessing low incentives. Lower electribility crucial. Reduce the investments threshold for loan qualification, making incentive more accessible to small and medium-sized enterprises. And if addressing the issue, it will be two expected outcomes. And the first one is enable faster expansion of Vietnam's fleet into international markets and attract private investments in maritime development.
I'll stop here. I mean, sir, the very country also has central province. That means the bureaucratic, decisions go long. And sometimes you have to keep very good relationship with the top guy.
The process.
Yeah, it's a process also, and big decision is by the top guy, right? The VIP guy. So that means, sir, in Vietnam, you just propose this kind of suggestion, very encouraging our government to permit to borrow more money or offer loan to the small and medium-sized company. I mean, it's possible for your country because small and medium-sized companies have no any relationship with very top guys, people, or political labor or banking labor.
I would say that first of all, now the infrastructure of Vietnam, we use more than 6% of GDP to build our infrastructure, the construction in Vietnam now. So that's why there are so many incentives and budgets for the companies to enhance their fleet. And so now the new government, with a new government in 2024, now he encouraged small and the medium-sized companies. So that's why we propose this policy for them to encourage the SME companies.
Good.
And let's take a look at the study case. And the first one is China's maritime financial leasing program, simplified loan process and provide funding to smaller shipping firms. And the next one is financial leasing companies. For Bank of the Communication Finance, purchase vessels from manufacturers and lease them back to shipping firms under a lease-to-own arrangement. And the first disadvantage identified for the national fleet is many Vietnam's ships fail to meet IMO emission standards, leading to restrictions at major ports. And for proposed national act policy, we discuss as we follows. The first one is green shipping regulation support. Implement national studies or financial assistance to retrofit existing ships to meet IMO emission standards. And training programs. Develop programs to train energies and improve unmanned modern emission control technology. And our expected outcomes are followed. The first one is reduce the number of restrictions imposed on Vietnam's vessel at the international port and improve environmental company.
Like company compliance.
Also compliance. For example, no waste color line ferries, retrofit standard using financial grants from Norway's Green Shipping Program. The upgrades allow the company to maintain operation at key ports, including in Rotterdam. And the last one, disadvantage, is infrastructure, including some ports and facilities remains underdeveloped for fleet demands. And our policy, national and policy, have two. And the first one is a port infrastructure develop, invest in upgrading port facility, including deep water port and cargo handling infrastructure. And the next one is supported facilities, develop ship repair, fueling, and maintenance facility to induce operation delay. Our expect outcomes have to enhance port capacity and operational efficiency, and provide incentive infrastructure for national fleets to grow and compete globally. And for example, Singapore's Toast Mega Port project uses automation and advanced technology to enhance cargo handling efficiency, increasing port throughput capacity to over 65 million tons annually. And we will discuss the countermeasures for the national seafarers. And first, disadvantage is a current policy are insufficient to retain experienced seafarers, leading many to switch to working for foreign companies. And our policy, national and policy, has two cases. The first one is seafarers retention programs, offer competitive salary support and incentive for experienced seafarers to work on Viet Nam flag ships, and career development support, provide long-term career pathways, including leadership and management training programs for senior seafarers. And after
Excuse me. I mean, sir, it's a nature about to offer, because to offer some competitive salary, right, support and incentive for experienced seafarer, right? So, I mean, sir, your government budget can support this kind of incentive you just mentioned. Possible or not?
It's possible. Now we have planned in it's under plan in 2022 already. Yes, we have a plan for it. So I think this is for developing country is difficult to overcome this small budget issue. But
I mean, so who can application for this kind of salaries, salary incentive? All the seafarer or just experienced seafarer only?
We have planned first for experienced seafarer first, and for the long term, no experienced seafarer can use this budget.
once the policy is implemented, it will be able to increase retention of skill and experiences Vietnam seafarers, and reduce reliance on foreign flags ships for workforce needs. And for example, tonnage tax system. Norway implements a tonnage tax system allowing shipping companies and seafarers to receive significant tax incentives. Seafarers working on non-Norwegian flag ships are partially exempt from income tax. Next one, case study is South Korea's tax incentive. Shipping companies. We move on. The second disadvantage. The training program have not focused enough on foreign language and soft skills, making it difficult for seafarers to work in international environment. And our proposed national ed policy as we follows. The first one, language and soft skill program, incorporation incentive English language courses, and cross-cultural communication training into the curriculum. And the next one, international collaboration, partner with the international maritime academics to standardize training. And our expected outcome. The first one is improve Viet Nam seafarers competitiveness in the international job market and enhance employable on global issues. The other study has balancing and seafarers are sent to maritime training center in Australia and the UK to enhance their soft skills and leading abilities. And the next one, disadvantage is that the facilities at training center are still limited, facing to meet international standard for practical training and simulation. And our process national ed policy, we discuss as we follows. The first one is infrastructure modernization, invest in upgrading simulation equipment, training vessels and marine laboratories to meet international standards, and public-private partnerships, encourage private investments to improve maritime training facilities. And if addressing the issue, it will be two expected outcomes. The first one is improve training quality to meet international standards and produce well prepared seafarer with a practical skill. For example, Japanese maritime industries utilize advanced simulators and hands-on shipping that comply with IMO standards. The fourth disadvantage is training programs. The theoretical duration is longer than the practical components, leaving seafarers with limited hands-on experiences. And our process national ed policy to balances curriculum reform. We allocate training hours to prioritize practical sessions such as onboard internship, simulator, and real-world scenarios. And our expected outcome will equip Viet Nam seafarers with the practical skill to meet the global demands and shorten the learning curve during their professional careers. And this case study is Norway mandates 12 months of the onboard practical training for cadets as a part of its maritime education, ensuring hands-on experiences. Now the last one disadvantage is that there is a lack of a policy aimed at developing a high quality faculty in the maritime sector. Our process national ed policy we discuss as we follow. The first one is faculty development programs, offer scholarships, research, grants, and international exchange programs for maritime instructors. And the next one is industry experience requirements. Introduce policy requiring faculty to have industry experiences. And our expected outcome will develop a high quality faculty to improve maritime education and strengthen Viet Nam's position as a competitive hub for maritime training. And the case study is hold both professor and extensive industry experience.
Let's see. I mean, sir, in our university we have two systems. First system, that means every young line has some program with Department of Faculty of Education or Department of Education. If they are trained, we feel they found some very qualified or experienced students, that means they can get a job after they graduate from the school. They get a job, and they can go directly to evergreen or young mix. Another system that means, even you are not specialized or major at this Department of Education, you can after finish the 4 years education, that means the university you got 4 year degree, right? Bachelor degree, and then also you can go to Faculty of Navigation to get a 2-year training. Because this kind of training, they are just they don't need to pay the tuition. It's sponsored by the Evergreen or Young Line, because they after finish their program, if they pass their examination to set up by the Evergreen or Young Line, they can also can go directly on board their ship. They have 2 systems so far.
So are there any constraint for the second system? Like student, they have to work how many years in a navigation?
Basically, if you sign contracts, at least you have maybe you can navigate maybe 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, after 5 years you can make this. You continue to stay at stay at the company, or you quit a job to find another job.
Very much.
I'm from and let me begin by summarizing a physical performance of nutrition at policy. And if we list policy and implement effectively, the following result can be physical within 5 to 10 years. And first, for the national street. Several improvements are projected. First, modernized street with younger average phase of age. Next, increased compliance with international economic standards. Third is higher market share in international shipping goods. Next is increased number of ships. And turning to national seafarer, the policy aim to address critical areas. And first, enhance employability in the global maritime industry. And next is increase retention of experienced leaders in domestic companies. The last is improve ranking of Vietnamese seafarer compared to regional competitors. For example, is Britain and Indonesia. And let us conclude by discussing challenges identified and common policy. And first, this is regarding challenges identified. The maritime industry faces several significant and first is entry and small fleet size. Next is limited financial access for fleet modernization. Third is insufficient seafarer skill. For example, is foreign language, soft skill, and practical experience. The last is retention of experienced seafarer is low due to higher income for foreign companies.
Sir, see, the conclusion written by you or other people? Or your member? Conclusion, make conclusion by you or your member? I see. Because age and small free side is not completely finished. So I don't know why. It's a major age and small free side.
It means that the vessel is so small.
Sandy, so you make a very clean statement. Okay? Not shortcut.